Hello everyone, welcome to Everything Arsenal preview time. It's Carabao Cup time. It's Arsenal against Crystal Palace at home. Two games. We're going to play against Crystal Palace this week at home on Wednesday in the Carabao Cup, and on Saturday we travel to Selhurst Park to play them in the Premier League. Both are must-win games. Now, this past 2 weeks hasn't been great, obviously. Drawing with Fulham, drawing with Everton. It could have been worse if Liverpool won, if Man City won, and all that. But listen, I still don't take any positives from that. We needed to take advantage. But now our focus turns to the Carabao Cup. At the beginning of the season, I said we're going to win the Carabao Cup, we're going to win the league. We have to win this trophy. Now that Man City is out of the Carabao Cup and Chelsea is out of the Carabao Cup and teams like Brighton and all those guys are going out, have already gone out, and Tottenham is playing Man United, one of them will go out. There's still going to be a tough team, Tottenham or United or playing against Liverpool when they beat Southampton. It's going to be tough, but we need to win this trophy. Over the last 5 years that I've been here, we've only won one FA Cup, and that's the stick that everyone uses to bittersweet, that you've only won one trophy. Yes, it's not the Holy Grail. The Carabao Cup and the FA Cup is not the Holy Grail. We want to win the Premier League. We want to, get further in the Champions League and try to win that competition for the first time. But imagine over the last 5 years, if you had won another FA Cup and maybe two Carabao Cups, one FA Cup over the last 5 years, and then you compare that to, over the last 5 years, we've won two FA Cups and two Carabao Cups. That sounds way much better, right? It feels way much better. And I need these players to win something. I need this manager to win another piece of silverware, because I also need us to get into the habit of winning stuff. Right now, because we've not really been a team that has won a lot of trophies over the last 20 years, I don't think you can pick and choose. And we've not won the Carabao Cup since 1993 or something. Like, it's been long. It's been long. I've seen us losing finals to Man City, to Birmingham, to Chelsea. You have to get yourself into the habit of winning trophies. That time when Liverpool was having their heart broken by City, 98, 97 points, Liverpool was still getting into the FA Cup final and winning the Carabao Cup, still winning stuff. And all of a sudden, when you look at their achievements over the last 4 years, or when Klopp was there, you're like, okay, two Carabao Cups, two FA Cups or something, one Champions League, and it feels much better. So we need to get ourselves into the habit of winning. And it's even been long since we got into the quarterfinal of the Carabao Cup, maybe 2021 or something. We need to win this trophy. Those teams that are there ever since last season, I was looking at our second team. Right now, it feels like we don't have enough depth, but I was looking at our team over the last 2 years, and I was like, listen, we have players like Trossard coming off the bench. We have players like, Zinchenko and Jorginho, all of those players coming off the bench. We have a better second team than most of those other teams. That is what I felt like. Right now, it does not feel like that way. But if Brentford rotate and we rotate, you should be able to beat them. If Crystal Palace rotate and you rotate, you should be able to beat them. So Edin Ketia, I hope he's not planning something crazy this weekend. He's not had a good time at Crystal Palace since he went there. He's only scored one goal in the Carabao Cup. He hasn't performed in the league, but I'm hoping he's not planning to score a winning goal at the Emirates Stadium to knock us out of the Carabao Cup. That would be very painful. That would be extremely painful. I'm not ready to handle that. So let's hope we go and win this trophy. It is a must. And it's not always you play against the same team twice in a week. It happens sometimes, like Chelsea played against Newcastle this season twice. I think Chelsea won the first one and they lost the second one. Or if you play against the same opponent, usually win one or lose one. It's been long since we played the same opponent in the same week, but this is a massive one. We get to see them in the Carabao Cup and we get to see them in the league. And both of those games are very must-win games. And Crystal Palace last game, watched them against Brighton. They won by 3-1. And they do have a squad. Ez hasn't been great this season, but he's still a good player. Matata has been great this season, but he's still a good player. And they still have players like Gay, and I think their goalkeeper Henderson is great. You have to watch out for them for sure. I don't know how much they're going to rotate. I don't know how much we are going to rotate. But for me, right now, since we've just drawn the last two games, and as I've said, all these competitions are very important for us, I'd rather win the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup this season rather than finish without any trophy at all. If you lose to Crystal Palace, the mood and the momentum just goes down and down and down. And this week, there's been a lot of conversations, Arteta this, Arteta that, Martinelli this, Martinelli that. I would rather us not have those conversations at all. And the only way we can get there is if we win games and get into semi-finals, get into finals. And this would up the mood a bit. And then going into that game against Crystal Palace next week in the Premier League, our confidence is high. We already know how to beat them. We need to do that. And I'm hoping we do win this game. So if you win it, if Liverpool win their game, which I'm expecting them to against Southampton, Newcastle, Brentford, I'd say maybe Newcastle win, and Tottenham, Man United, whoever is going to win that. Semi-final, 2 games, home and away, and then final 1 game all of a sudden you're at Wembley, and then one game we usually have a good record at Wembley. You never know. You never know. It would be interesting if you faced Tottenham in a final. That would be crazy. But which kind of lineup would we go for this one? For me, I wouldn't do too much rotation. So the team that we've played against Bolton and against Preston, and scored 5 goals and 4 goals. He rotated a lot. I think Christ started in the first game against Bolton, but that is because he was suspended for the Tottenham game before that. But we've been rotating a lot. Nwaneri has been playing. Lewis Kelly has been playing. There's a time Calafiori and Kivio played centre back together. We played Nichols against Bolton. We played a 16-year-old goalkeeper against Bolton as well. Right now, I don't think you can afford to rotate that much, and that is not what I would do. There's a couple of positions where I'd rotate. I don't think Trossard and Martinelli deserve to start. So my lineup for this game, pretty interesting. So this is the lineup I would go for in this game. So in goal, I'm going to stick with Ryan. In fact, the back four, I'm going to stick with the entire back four that played against over the weekend against Everton. I don't think they had anything wrong. We kept another clean sheet. Everton did not have a chance at all. Lewis Kelly, Gabriel, Saliba, and Timber. Now, for Gabriel and Saliba, yes, you can argue Kivio can start ahead of Gabriel. I wouldn't mind that much, but for me, I just want these fast team players. So do the job, get the job done, score 2 or 3, and then you take off Gabriel, and then we see what to do after that. So Lewis Kelly, Gabriel, Saliba, and Timber as the back four. Dwyer in goal. We can't play Neto, so unless we play Setford, but for me, I'm sticking with Dwyer. Midfield, I'm bringing back Pat into the squad, back in midfield, and then I'm going for something interesting in that midfield ahead of Partey. I'm playing both Odegaard and Nwaneri. We need more creation. Odegaard was subbed off early over the weekend, and Nwaneri has to start. So the only other thing you can do is you leave Odegaard on the bench permanently, and then you play Rice or Merino, not permanently like for this game, and then you play Merino or Rice in that position, or you just leave Nwaneri on the bench and you play Odegaard. But I wouldn't really leave Nwaneri on the bench for this one because he was great against Preston. He was very good against Bolton. So this is another competition where Nwaneri gets to start. So for me, I'd play both. Now, who's going to play on the left? Who's going to play on the right? I'd like to see them rotating. I just want us to try that. Both Odegaard and Nwaneri. Let's see how many chances we can create. Let's try that. And then up front, I'm sorry, Saka, we have to depend on you again. He has to play for me. Hopefully, can get the job done early and sub him off at halftime. That would be ideal. And then on the left side, Sterling for me. We've not given him enough chances. Let him play. I think maybe I would probably go for maybe Trossard on the left and then Sterling starts ahead of Saka. I know some of you do that as well. But for me, start Sterling on the left side. Just start him because it's not been working for Martinelli. It's not been working for Trossard. Start Sterling. If it doesn't work out at all, then we know you have a big problem. You already do, but if Sterling also doesn't perform in that game like this, then you have a big problem. So Sterling on the left, Saka on the right, and then Havertz up front. Maybe Jesus will end up starting, but I don't want us to rotate the whole team. Rotating the whole team means Lewis Kelly at the back, Kivio, maybe Nichols, maybe Setford in goal, maybe Merino and Jorginho in midfield, Nwaneri, maybe Sterling. I don't want to rotate the whole team like that. No, I want players like Gabriel, Saliba, they get to be on the pitch because this is an important game. Get the goals, score 2 or 3, then you take off Odegaard, then you take off Saka, you take off Gabriel, and then let's see on the bench, Setford, Kivio, Heaven, Merino, Jorginho, Rice, Trossard, Jesus, and Martinelli. If things work out for us, Jesus comes on, Jorginho comes on, Heaven probably comes on with Kivio. Let's hope so because Crystal Palace is still a Premier League team. If you give them chances, they're still going to take it. We rarely lose games at home, but we also don't perform that well. Like we struggle to get the win against Leicester. We struggle to get the win against Southampton. We struggle to get a goal against Everton. We drew with Brighton. So we drew with Liverpool as well. It hasn't been that great. You don't lose, but you also don't win convincingly. We never do that. So my prediction for this game, Arsenal against Crystal Palace, playing them twice in a week, interesting. I think the one in the league away at their place is going to be harder than this one. I don't know how seriously Crystal Palace is going to take this game because they're not in a great position in the league. They still have to fight for their Premier League place. If they lose a couple of games, they could be back down there. So I am going to go. I think we're going to get the goal, especially if you play Odegaard and Nwaneri. I'm going to go for a confident one. I don't know why, but I'm just going to go for confident because I think this is a competition that we have to do well. I think having players like Nwaneri is refreshing, and all of a sudden it'll create more chances and it'll take shots, and then we can get a couple of more goals. I'm going to go for Arsenal 3, Crystal Palace 0. I don't know where that confidence is coming from, but in the Carabao Cup, I know they're not Bolton or Preston, but if we go with that lineup, I think it's going to be better. It depends on how much they rotate as well, and it depends on how much they're going to take this competition seriously. I was thinking 2-0, but I'm not going to go for 3-0. I'm going to go for Naneri to score. I'm going to go for Havertz to score, and I'm going to go for, let's go for it. Why not? Sterling to score. Why not? Why not? Let's just go for Sterling to score as well and make it 3-0. Now, listen, we've not scored goals the last couple of games, but still, the previous weeks, we saw that you can score 3 against Nottingham, 5 against Sporting, 5 against West Ham. We also scored 4 something against Preston. I mean, we've been scoring goals still in some of those games, so I'm hoping for the same. I was going to go for a goal for them. I think if you rotate and play Heaven and maybe Nichols, Crystal Palace probably get a goal. Hopefully it's not Nketiah. So I'm going to go for 3-0. That is my prediction. Let me know your prediction. Let me know how much you would rotate the team. Do you care about the Carabao Cup? For me, I 100% care. I mean, we've not been a team that has won a lot of trophies over the last 20 years. We cannot pick and choose. I rather finish with the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup this season rather than not finishing with the trophy at all. And it gives you momentum to go into the league and the other competitions. So let me know. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch up with you guys on the next one.